welcome to my channel. My name is Captain Mavie, and as you can see today, I have ears. No, it's not that. It's just, okay, let me explain. Buccaneers from YouTube. This week we have Pink Kawaii Week. So if you come to my channel and you see me like this, it's not because I changed it. It's because just for this week. It's in a special week, okay? So don't judge me. I'm not furry, okay? I promise you, I'm not a furry. Okay. Say hello, Buccaneers. Hello, Buccaneers. Say hello to YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Say you're happy. Today, we're gonna react to this video from Geographic, and it's called The Psychopathic Hunting Habits of Satan's Favorite Bird. Oh my God, that's a long title. I didn't know how to pronunciate, but I hope you enjoyed the video. You see how happy are my Buccaneers on the top. Hello, tell YouTube Buccaneers that come to the purple platform to say hello. Come on, tell them. Please save me. No one is gonna save you. Okay, guys, let's watch. 3, 2, 1, boom. Nani? Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that? Is that a worm?
That's what I said. Slick back. No.
No.
You see this nest?
Oh my God. That was a snake. I thought it was just a bird video, not a snake video. What are you talking about?
You want to know what built this nest? You don't want to know what built this nest.
Yes, I do want to.
These bones?
Yes, I know. This nest was built by the big birds. What was the big bird's name? That walks, and they have like 2 paws. Okay, all the birds walks and have 2 paws, but they're huge. And avestruz. How do you say avestruz in English? Hey, that blackbird that have big eggs. And the other, it was a eagle.
You don't
want
to know what built this nest. You want to know what made these bones?
Eagle.
You don't want to know what made.
Yes, I do. Oh my God, this eagle is so. Oh my God, when I was little, like my mother took me a lot to the zoo. So this eagle, like they had this eagle on the zoo. It in Spanish is called Harpy, I believe it's called in Spanish, right? And it is so huge. And oh my God, I remember she was eating a mouse, a big mouth, and put it all inside the mouth. And I remember I have that picture on my head since I was a little kid. Oh my God. Oh, I told you guys, you see the size of this bird. Are you aware of the size of this? This can take you, guys. If you're a thin person and a small person, this will take you away, man. Holy mother.
This bird's a buckbeak-coated me to my mental stability. The Harpy equals a homicidal hippogriff with the jungle census on its hit list. And a big reason is Harpies having the largest claws of any
Harpies. In Spanish, I believe it's Aguilarpia.
bird. Not only do they have vice grip talons that can comfortably dap up a grizzly bear's paws, they say getting gripped by them is like getting caught in a Rottweiler's jaws. They're the national bird of Panama, but you finna be pantomiming once it's
also the national bird of Panama. Anyone from Panama?
Jurassic reject takes your breath by crushing your windpipe. But by far the most out-of-pocket thing is what nature went ahead and did with their wings. Unlike most birds its size, Harpy eagles have relatively short wings. I'm talking about if eagles were in the NBA, this would be their build. But the short wings just means this life unsubscription service can duck and weave through the dense jungle to catch a body. Which also means there are very few things alive in the
Guys, look at the eyes. Like, one of the things that calls my attention the most when I was a kid, it was their eyes. I remember looking at me and I was like, oh my God. I believe that eagle wanted to eat me. Now that I'm thinking of, like, I was very small, you know? So that eagle, yeah.
Amazon that a hunting harpy can't pack up, from monkeys and sloths to armadillos, snakes, and porcupines to other predators like ocelots and foxes. They'll also body other birds like parrots, and they'll even murk other raptors like vultures. But then, what even is a raptor? The answer might just surprise you. Raptors are what most people might call birds of prey, which is already a problem because there's plenty of other birds that'll—
Guys, you know that bird can kill you. And there's another bird as well that it has a big, how do you say pico? Like pico de ave. Let me, pico? Let me, pico de ave and English. I'm sorry. I need that vocabulary. So, bird beak. Okay, bird beak. So, the bird beak, it is like gray and it is huge. And that bird can kill you as well. It's a very aggressive bird. This one and other bird as well. Like it looks like a flamenco, but it's gray and it have a really long pickup. I don't know how to say it.
Have you praying? So the raptor's idol gets gate-kept to the birds with all three: a sharp hooked beak, a Jurassic-style pedicure and talons, and an OP sense of sight. So without a hooked beak but webbed feet, the demonic garbage chute misses the cut. Chronic crashed out the Canada Goose doesn't sit at the raptor lunch table, because if it did—
Oh, you know, here in Canada where I live, like people are really afraid of goose. Like every time I see a lot of goose, I run away because they're so dangerous and angry, man. Like every time I see a group, I better go away because you don't want to mess with them. You don't.
It probably would have seen that coming. But the whole raptor thing's a pain in the prostate, and it's because raptors, they're basically cats that can fly. You remember the cat video I made and how insanely convoluted the names got? Like how a black panther isn't actually an animal, a cat called a panther isn't actually a panther, a snow leopard is genetically closer to a tiger, and how a cougar pushing 220 ain't a big cat, but a cat barely a $110 is. Raptors are low-key the same, where the name raptor doesn't describe a family or union, but like black panther, raptor is more like a description. But I'm gonna get to that. Now the other problem with raptors is that nature basically bamboozled them. Of course, the ability to fly is broken, but it comes with hollow bones.
Guys?
Now hollow bones aren't to keep the bird light enough for flight. It's more that pneumatic bones are filled with air and so give extra oxygen to fuel their flight. But it also means a broken bone is a career-ending injury for an avian, and as hunters, they run the risk of getting folded by their own prey. The compromise is, raptors have some of the most heinously creative ways of confiscating consciousness, revoking your existence, whatever—
Oh my god.
you want to call it. The bird of prey hunting strat is straight out of the pages of a mob boss's torture diary. And we can start with the secretary bird, aka Jurassic Park and yoga pants, named after the fact that, like a secretary, they'll connect you to the big boss upstairs if you give them the chance. They cancel prey by kicking them in the head until they flatline or just lie flat, and their usual targets are snakes. The combo of delivering multiple kicks in the time it takes to blink,
that a snake?
and how disrespectfully accurate they are, all adds up to a 6-piece surplus.
That's not a real snake, right?
An assault where they spam a river dance on a snake's skull until it caves in, leaving the snake out of order like a reptile dysfunction. You gotta hand it to them. That's pretty metal. Actually, you should do the opposite, since the Kung Fu crane can apparently shatter the bones in a human hand. And it's not just snakes. Secretaries will go after things like cheetah cubs and baby gazelle. I think now's a good time to mention they can be an honest 4 feet tall, with a thigh gap no less. As you can see, they're liable to violate snakes and—
How much is 4 feet tall? In centimeters.
All while being one of the few birds with 2 pairs of wings.
Hello, kids,
it's high-stepping battery charges with all the smoke, literally, because they'll gather around brush fires just for the opportunity to murk any small animal running for its life. Don't let the pretty privilege distract you. It's an African assassin chicken in thigh boots dressed like a recently divorced mother of 3. And they're not the only ones, because I'll be honest, I low-key forgot this bird existed. This is a Serama. It's basically a Latin secretary bird, but the real family tree flex is they're the only living relatives of terror birds. Yes, those terror birds.
Oh my god. Guys, have you heard like scientists wants to revive or bring back dodos? And they said as well, like dodos didn't disappear because they were stupid. So I need to research more, and I don't know if it's gonna be true, like they're gonna bring back dodos. What do you think about it? I just want to know.
They're the only living relatives of terror birds. Yes, those terror birds. They might be less vertically gifted at less than 2 feet tall, but instead of kicking, Seriamas rather body slam their prey to death. The dinosaur time forgot will grab prey and slam them into the ground or against a rock, repeatedly. They'll spam suplex as many times as it takes for the bones to break. And if you're too big for all that, they'll use the same sickle claw their prehistoric cousins used to hold down prey and disembowel it alive. So if you get targeted by a Serama, you'll either get the Hulk to Loki treatment, except from a travel-sized terror turkey, eviscerated and violated while pinned by a weaponized toenail, or just swallowed clean like a vorophile's wet dream. So far, we have a curb-stomping aggro bird and a mob boss build and terror bird final form. Wow. And we're just getting started. This is a kite, and before you ask, this was named after the bird, not the other way around. The kite is like the forgotten little brother of eagles and hawks, and like a kite, they catch bodies by hovering above the ground and waiting for movement, so they can swoop down and snatch it. I believe kiting is the expression. They're pretty cool. They grief many of the insects that make life slightly less worth living. The 17-year cicada parade is basically their Super Bowl. Like the secretary bird, they too will gather around grass fires, and any animal trying to run from the smoke gets ironically cooked. But Australian black kites take it a step felony by carrying
bird, by the way.
Them on patches of
Look at the face, it's so beautiful, and how the bird stands.
Grass.
Amazing, right?
Arsenal got them another name. Firehawks. Apparently this is nothing new, with records of them stealing brands from indigenous cooking fires and dropping them half a mile away. There have even been scientific records of them dropping bread into water to bait small fish, and if it wasn't for this clip,
like
I probably wouldn't believe it. You'd think an aerial arsonist air
oh my god, look at that,
Probably wouldn't believe it. You'd think an aerial arsonist airdropping Inferno in a country that has up to 60,000 wildfires a year would immediately get blacklisted. But no, black kites are protected because once again, of course a felon with wings is above the law. They're also banned in Boston, but only because we all know Boston can't stand the heat. Now I have a whole video on owls, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. But this is the start of what I was talking about, because
I love the owl video, by the way.
Related to other raptors. Instead, the owl's closest relative
what the hell? This is look kind of, I don't know, man.
Looks like a Muppet flashlight. Flashlight? What does that? Oh! Well, I can't say that. Owls are predators.
Okay. I didn't say anything. He knew.
Predators on incognito, thanks to feathers that allow them to fly almost completely silently. Again, you don't realize how unsettling that is till you go to bed a family and wake up a single mother. They also have a satellite dish for a face and uneven ears, so even under a foot of snow, they can hear exactly where you're about to go. Owls are 100% the closest thing to cryptids with wings, and while they haven't murked people, allegedly, there's plenty of predators that do feed off unsuspecting humans.
Okay, this one looks so creepy.
Just like you, including arguably the worst predator of all. Data brokers. There's a lot of data brokers that feed themselves by collecting your personal information and selling it to the highest bidder. And it's deeper than selling your browser history to companies wanting to know what to sell you back. Some insurance companies will team up with brokers and actually raise your rates based on what you put out online. Cyber criminals can steal personal info like your social security from a broker. And if you've ever gotten one of those robocalls, I think you know who slid them your number.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the owls don't seem so bad now. Now you can email takedown requests to these sites with your info, but one, there's just way too many and you will get overwhelmed. Two, I don't have a real job and I don't have time for that, so I know you don't. But three, even if you run the gauntlet in a week, it won't matter because it'll probably be back up there.
I don't mind.
You're up against a predator that plots incognito.
I mean,
so it's only right that you defend yourself in incognito, because incognito will.
Like Harry Potter's owls are so cute. In Latin America, did I tell you, like, they believe, a lot of people believe, like, owls are witches.
Scan the recesses of the internet for your personals and
I know they can look ugly,
and
but
if a company pushes back and refuses,
sponsor time.
Honestly,
I'm not gonna skip the sponsor, of course.
Won't let up, and they'll keep checking to make sure you don't get put back in the system. And assuming you survive the aneurysm of finding out just how many people have your information, you can rest easy knowing Incognito basically puts you on a white list against predatory
Geographic.
The number of victims of data breaches has gone up over 40% in the last few years.
Amazing.
If you don't want to be a statistic, make sure you go to incognito.com/casualgeo and use the code casualgeo for 60% off an annual plan to guard your private data. Because believe me, if you knew some of the places your info is right now, your head would spin. Kind of like, wait for it. Yeah, there it is. That's what it looks like to get folded by a falcon. You see, falcons are cool, but they're weaker than eagles and hawks, so instead they commit to the fastest hitting runs on Earth. Literally, the fastest. So falcons like the peregrine will start up high and dive, that's called the stoop, and once the flying derecho hits triple-digit miles per hour, they'll ball up their feet like a fist. So yeah, they really do falcon punch their prey into past tense. Didn't even give them time to duck. Not only that, but falcons also have a toe mule tooth made
What the frick, this bird, man?
specifically to snap spinal cords and send prey to the Lord like Sunday service, all while flying. The one-shot specialist has been known to snipe bald and golden eagles threatening their nest, and there was one time a snowy owl murked a falcon fledgling, so the mother falcon went and life-deprived the owl. There's a
So they named those planes, those airship Falcon because of the falcon? Of course, but like they're so fast and strong.
A lot of ways falcons are built for speed, but the biggest flex is that they have the fastest processing speed of any animal alive. Compared to us, they see the world in slow motion. Falcons are dope, but because of them, we have to address the whole raptor thing again. Because instead of hawks, eagles, or any other bird of prey, the missile with wings is most related to parrots. So again, raptor isn't a family name, most of them aren't even closely related.
I love parrots.
But there are a lot of falcons, like the American kestrel. I like them because they're pretty.
Beautiful
Small.
bird.
The colorway ain't bad either. They also factory reset prey by stabbing them in the back of the head with that tooth, but you can't deny this psychopath's cute. The black-thighed falconet is the smallest bird of prey in the weight class of a sparrow, yet they also find a way to pack up other birds. The pygmy falcon is a nest pirate that often shacks up in the homes of weaver.
This one is so cute. Guys, this one is so cute. Oh my god.
Birds. Normally it's a good gig with the pygmies clearing out snakes and lizards. But sometimes they'll switch up and kill their weaver bird roommates, so there's that. There's another falcon that might just be the biggest bird off of all, and it might also be the most underrated. Next to that is the Caracara. The Caracara is a black Air Force parrot. Unlike every other falcon, they'd rather handle business on the ground. They live on honey badger timings, since they'll pull up to a carcass and bully bigger vultures out the way. The crescent Caracara is a special kind of klepto. They'll straight up mob other birds like pelicans and press them into vomiting their lunch so they can have it. Striated Caracaras and the Falcons are a Pennywise level threat to minor safety. You know, raptor comes from the Latin word to seize or take by force. That's what this avian Amber Alert lives by. Caracaras will also link.
Wait, what? I thought it was his son.
Comes from the Latin word to seize or take by force. That's what this avian Amber Alert lives by. Caracaras will also link up with each other and form gangs and have honest-to-God turf wars. Even back in the day, they were on Darwin's radar. In 1830, he mentioned how curious they were, but also how annoying it was to live around a bird that'll steal anything that isn't nailed down. Turns out this affiliated delinquent of a bird is low.
Okay, so those birds are trying to steal the whole...
He's a gifted student of the raptor class, and is even smart enough to solve puzzles for fun. Basically, Caracaras are if the peregrine falcon and the secretary bird had a baby, but it was adopted and raised by crows and tutored by the key on weekends.
What is this?
Just an overall underrated menace of a dinosaur, but also a hyper-intelligent, talented opportunist. Actually, I take that back. Vultures might be the most underrated. People assume something...
Oh, vultures. Those birds, like, it smells so bad. When I used to travel when I was little, and there was a dead animal, these birds were around, like, all the time.
The feeding habits of a casket is a pushover, and they do get their cookies taken by other raptors. But vultures very much can be about that life too, especially since black vultures often won't wait for an animal to expire. They'll put weak, sick, or young animals on a shirt. Some farmers know all too well. Sometimes they'll wait for a cow to give birth just to jump the newborn and return to sender. Sometimes they won't even wait, and they'll move on a cow in labor and act like the world's most malicious midwives. Getting violated by vultures means eyes gouged out, tongue torn off, and they'll even break through the back door. Basically the booty warrior of birds, but unlike boondocks, this one's protected by...
Imagine the smell of those, man. Vultures. Yes, they're stinky, man. I'm not smelly. I do take showers every day, guys. I'm not stinky. I'm not.
By law, from a surgical...
You are a stinky. Stop calling me a stinky because you're the stinky ones in here. I'm not a stinky. Never. You're the one who's always farting in the chat.
Psychopath to a scavenger. Yet a bearded vulture eats almost nothing but bones, and they've even been known to swallow ones nearly a foot long. But once in a while they'll go after the living, sometimes in the form of airdropping a tortoise hundreds of feet to feed on the insides like a piñata. You know, mountain climbers were so spiritually disturbed by the beardy, they called it the bird of Satan. To be fair, they have a sclera ring around their eyes that fills with blood with stress and makes their eyes turn bloodshot when running a fade. The Grim Reaper's War King with a whole showering gun activated. I don't blame him, that is demonic character design. Also, a bearded vulture allegedly murked a man with a turtle shell to the head like Mario Kart, which sounds fake, but keep in mind, there's a woman walking around with scars from breaking a porcupine's fall. RNG can be a real ass. All that, and you still can't show me a...
Here comes the bird, man. This bird, ooh, looks so imponent. I don't know what word, like, what the hell? I cannot even see it because it scares me, you know? I mean, it's beautiful, of course, a beautiful bird, but, like, it scares me. Yeah.
with the Harpy Eagle's aura. We already mentioned the life-canceling claws that could probably
You
crush
won't
your
smell the
skull,
captain.
which is why Harpy Eagles have a prey list of over 116 species. And that includes putting other raptors like Seramas and Vultures on shirts. Don't think for one second nature came out with this and stopped there. The African crowned eagle is basically the Harpy of the motherland. Same survival-revoking claws, and same short wings to make it a menace to monkey kind. And they're the only raptor to allegedly see people as prey, with reports of human child remains in nests and the infamous tongue child believed to have been packed up by an African crown. Honestly, any continent outside of Penguin Land has at least one of these eagles. Australian wedgetails go after kangaroos and dingoes, and they're territorial enough to fade a $1,000 drone on sight. There was one time a wedgie fought a helicopter and won.
Okay, that animal looks so saucy. Like he's gonna beat you, you know? He's gonna kick your ass.
Past sensing a pilot in the process. R.I.P. The North American golden eagle has a hit list of prey in the 400s. But really their claim to fame is how they'll give goats a first-class flight to the gulag with no return trip. I'm sorry, this is so disrespectful. Look at this animation. He gave him an NPC death, gave him nothing but time to reflect. There's the Philippine eagle, which honestly mogs the out of everyone.
What? Look at this. This reminds me of Cusco. You remember like the Emperor, the cartoon? It reminds me a little.
For no reason. But there might not be a bigger flex than the stellar sea eagle. You know, if this wasn't on camera, nobody'd ever believe you. It's one of the heaviest eagles on Earth with an 8-foot wingspan. It's an oppressive force in featherface that's apparently been seen carting off seals. Clearly the meteor told him to take a sick day, because dog, you're not telling me that's not a dinosaur. And Loki,
this looks like a huge penguin.
They might go the same way. For all the Harpy hate I was talking, there's no recorded case of a Harpy eagle killing or even attacking a human. In fact, it's them not being afraid of humans that can get them put on a shirt by poachers. Add habitat destruction, and if raptors like them aren't endangered, they're at least in danger of being endangered. Which is why you got places like the Raptor Trust in Millington, New Jersey, looking after all kinds of birds.
I believe that this bird is national bird. They say Panama, right? They say like this is the Panama's national bird. I don't know what my national bird is. Do you know which one is your national bird? I know my national tree, but I don't know what is my national bird. I will check that out after.
The Raptor Trust in Millington, New Jersey, looking after all kinds of birds from Ollie the kestrel to Virgil the turkey vulture. They got couples too, like Mariah and Dora the golden eagles. They're mad cute together. And of course, a symbol of America, Colonel and Uno. Uno because of the whole one wing thing. And even though they're technically not raptors, I even met Ray the Raven. You know what's crazy? He's in a cage, and he's in a relationship with another wild raven. Like, he'll even sneak food between the bars of his cage for her. You know what's crazier? His girl has a whole nother family in the wild. I usually don't rock with home wreckers, but I'm rocking with Ray. But like I said, my favorites were definitely the owls, especially this barred owl named Sunny. I think he liked me. Although the vultures gotta be a close second, since they'll literally walk up and follow you around like a puppy. Oh, this isn't sponsored, by the way. I just had a good time and wanted to shop.
Crows, guys, crows. Crows are so smart. And they're beautiful. And they're so smart.
So if you're ever in the area, the Raptor Trust in Millington, New Jersey, 100% recommend it. But that's gonna do it for this video. Drink water, hug your mother, get that. Shout out to Incogni for sponsoring this video. Shout out to the Pigeon Paralysis Demon for sponsoring Imagination. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
It was a really good video. Thanks for watching. Please go check his channel, guys. I love their videos. Like, casual geographic videos are so interesting to watch always. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, subscribe to my channel if you like my reaction, and leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.